Someone said to me the other day, you know, I was eating your eggs and then I got a carton of eggs from somebody else and I was eating them and your eggs taste better. And I felt so proud, even though obviously I didn't lay those eggs. Today I'm going to show you some superfoods that I feed my chickens that not only makes their eggs tastier, but it also improves my chickens' health and it makes their eggs healthier. Hello friends, welcome to Chickenlandia. My name is Dahlia. I'm a backyard chicken educator, also known as the president of Chickenlandia. Raising chickens has been the best way for me to find peace and joy in my life, and I want to help you find that too. Someone is being super loud over there. I think she just laid an egg. Zorro is so sweet. He helps all the hens find a place to lay their eggs. And then when they're done laying, he will sing the egg song. Isn't that right, Zorro? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Is he talking? Okay, I'm gonna put you down. All right, so I wanna start out with two superfoods that you can buy or you can grow them, and they're very easy to grow. These two superfoods are high in calcium, which we know is very important for our flock. They have antioxidants, they have lots of other vitamins and minerals. Not only are all these things healthy for your chickens, but they're going to help to support their reproductive systems, and they're going to make their eggs tastier and healthier. So the first one is squash seeds. Both winter squash seeds and summer squash seeds are good for your chickens. And obviously the flesh of the squash is also good for your chickens. The winter squash is a little bit more nutrient dense. And of course, we're always talking about how great pumpkin seeds are for chickens. And I want to address this because I know it's going to be in the comments. People are going to ask, if I give my chickens pumpkin seeds, is that a way that I can deworm my chickens? What I will tell you is that there are many people that absolutely swear by this method. They say, I give my chickens pumpkins every year and it deworms my chickens. I've never had a problem, etc. But I can't tell you definitively, first of all, like how much pumpkin seeds you would need, if you need the extract of them, how concentrated they need to be. There are positive studies that show that pumpkin seeds do have an anti-parasitic effect, but I can't give you specifics. What I will say is there needs to be more studies. So hopefully somebody will pay some money and do some studies on more natural ways that we can deworm chickens. I say if it works for you, go for it, but I don't want to say anything with any real confidence when I don't really have that information. What I will say is that one thing about pumpkin seeds and all the squash seeds is that they're so nutrient dense for chickens, like I said, full of protein, calcium, antioxidants, that they are going to support the health and immunity and general resilience of your chickens. And when you do that, that is the best parasitic prevention program you can have, is to have healthy chickens, because parasites attack vulnerable chickens. So when you're supporting their whole health, giving them stuff that's really good for them, you're gonna be golden. That doesn't mean that you'll never get parasites, but it does mean that you are less likely to have an infestation. So here is another one, super easy to grow. In fact, if you could find a way to protect the roots, you could grow it right in your chicken yard, and that is sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are full of calcium. Sunflower seeds are full of protein. These are all really good things for your chickens. And the great thing about it is that if you grow them, you can harvest the seeds and you can give the whole plant to your chickens. And that is going to be a great enrichment activity for them. They're going to really enjoy it and you're going to feel good because it is so good for them. Like I said, it's a superfood. So let's say you're like, okay, I know sunflower seeds are good for chickens. I know squash seeds are good for chickens, but I don't want to grow any of those things. Look, I get it. Okay, I have a busy life too. I barely have time for anything. So what I do is I actually buy the Omega Mix from Grubbly Farms. This is a topper that you can put on your chicken's feed, or you can just give it to them as a treat. My chickens love it. Here you go. There you go. And this has pumpkin seeds in it. It has black oil sunflower seeds in it. And it also has some other stuff. It's got black soldier fly larva, which is full of calcium for them. It's really good for them, and obviously protein. And it's got chia seeds, flax seeds, dried broccoli, and marigold or calendula, which is gonna give those eggs a nice deep orange color. Okay, somebody's coming over here. Don't mob me all at once, okay? Anyway, love this stuff. Highly recommend it. I will leave a link in the description for you if you want to try it out. Okay, for these next ones, we're gonna go on a little field trip because guess what? You don't have to grow these. You don't even have to buy these. They are probably already growing in your yard, in your neighbor's yard, or in a park, or somewhere near you. A few weeks ago, I did a video all about nettles and how wonderful they were for chickens. They're really good to support their molts. They're high in calcium, full of antioxidants. Just a great weed to dry and feed to your chickens. And in the video, I actually made a tea out of the dried leaves, which I actually purchased from a company called Small Pet Select. Because even though I have tons of nettles growing in my yard, I am super allergic to the stinging part of them, and I really don't like getting stung by them. Even when I wear gloves, like somehow I always get stung by them. Maybe if one of my kids could do it for me, I could do it that way, but for now, I just buy the prepackaged nettles and I make a tea out of it for my chickens. Small Pet Select has another one that they sell packaged, and it is plantain. And I know some people pronounce it plantain. I've always pronounced it plantain. It might be plantain. I don't know which one is correct. I'm just gonna say plantain. I don't think I have plantain growing wild on my property, but I know a lot of you do. And that is another one that is full of calcium for them. And I know a lot of you don't want to buy a calcium supplement. So if you're not buying a calcium supplement, you really need to be mindful about giving them scraps or weeds that are calcium rich. This is a great one that you can either purchase or you can just find for free on your property. And I've never made a tea out of the plantain. I just put the dried herb into their feed. I mix it into their feed, but I don't see why you can't do that. You could do the nettles and the plantain at the same time, and they do like it. Like, I've seen them eat it. At least my chickens will actually eat it and reap the benefits from it. When I posted my video about nettles, everybody told me about one weed that I needed to talk about. So I'm gonna show you that right now. But before I do that, I do wanna mention something about nettles and plantain. These plants are high in potassium and magnesium. And I think nettle is the one that is high in vitamin B1. If you have had something in your flock like Merrick's, or if you've had coccidiosis in your flock, these are really good herbs to give to your chickens because it's going to support their nervous systems. And for coccidiosis, the treatment for that can affect the amount of B1 they're able to absorb. So you really want to get more of that into their body. So nettles is a great way to do that. And for Merrick's, that really affects their nervous system. So you want to support that. So I did want to point that out. And here is the third weed I want to tell you about. I know you guys probably already guessed it. It's dandelions. I cannot tell you how good dandelions are for your chickens. Well, actually, I can tell you. Modern chickens, we know, are bred to lay a ton of eggs. Even 100 years ago, chickens didn't lay as many eggs as they lay today. These production breeds are working really hard, and sometimes that can affect their liver. So knowing this, we want to support their liver as much as we can, as well as give them other supportive things that have calcium, that have all other kinds of antioxidants and nutrients in them. And dandelions just have like the whole package. And they're just everywhere. I have dandelions all over my property. I give them to my chickens almost every day. They eat them. They absolutely love them. And I can feel good because it's just so good for them. And of course, you can give your chickens the whole plant. You can give them the flower, you can give them the stem, you can give them the leaves. It's all good for them. So I definitely encourage you to do that. It's totally free. I love giving people options. So I will always say, okay, if you want to buy it here, you can buy this, and I'll give you the best products that I know of that are on the market. But I also like to give you options that are low cost and free. In fact, I have a video all about feeding your chickens the highest quality feed you can give them and bringing that cost down a little bit so you can make your feed dollar go a little bit further. And guess what? It's on the screen right now. It's 100% friendly backyard chickens education and entertainment, and I know you're gonna love it.